Have you ever wondered if your cat is seeing ghosts? You know the moment. It's late. The house is quiet, settled into that deep stillness of the evening. You're reading a book or scrolling on your phone, and you catch it out of the corner of your eye. Your cat, perfectly still, staring. Not at you, not at a toy, not at the food bowl. They're staring at a completely empty patch of wall or a vacant corner of the ceiling. Their eyes are wide, pupils dilated. Their body is tense, a coiled spring of absolute focus. A chill might run down your spine. You look where they're looking, and you see nothing. Absolutely nothing. So the question hangs in the silent air between you. What did they see that I don't? For as long as we've shared our homes with these enigmatic creatures, this behavior has baffled and intrigued us. It's easy to let our imaginations run wild, to attribute it to the supernatural. But the truth, as we'll explore today, is not about the supernatural. It's about the supernatural. The answer lies not in a haunted house, but inside the mind and body of the cat itself, a finely tuned marvel of evolution. I've spent years trying to bridge the gap between our world and theirs. And that silent, unnerving stare, it's one of the most profound windows we have into their reality.
The invisible spectrum, a cat's eye view. Let's start with the most obvious sense, sight. When your cat stares at that blank wall, it's tempting to think their vision is just like ours, only better in the dark. But that's a dramatic oversimplification. Human eyes are built for a world of vibrant color and sharp detail in bright daylight. We have a high concentration of cone cells in our retinas, allowing us to see reds, greens, and blues in brilliant resolution. A cat's eye is a different instrument entirely, built for a different purpose. It's the eye of a crepuscular hunter, an animal most active at dawn and dusk. Their retinas are packed with rod cells, which are exquisitely sensitive to low levels of light. This is what gives them their famous night vision, the ability to navigate a seemingly pitch-black room with grace and precision. But here is the trade-off. They sacrifice color acuity and fine detail. The world to them is likely painted in muted blues, greens, and grays. A vibrant red blanket to you might just be a dull, dark shape to them. So why the intense stare? Because they are masters of detecting movement. The slightest flutter, the faintest shift in shadow is amplified in their vision. A tiny spider rappelling down a single thread, a dust bunny caught in a subtle air current, things that are utterly invisible to our detail-focused eyes are a major event for a cat. And there's another, truly fascinating layer to their vision. Recent studies suggest that cats, along with some other animals, can perceive ultraviolet light. This is a spectrum of light completely invisible to us. What does this mean? It means that blank wall might not be blank at all. Urine trails from a mouse, invisible to us, might glow under UV light. Certain fabrics, flowers, and even lint particles can have patterns that are only visible in the UV spectrum. Your cat isn't staring at nothing. They may be transfixed by a complex, glowing world that we are completely blind to.
The Symphony of Silence. But sight is only one part of the puzzle. Often, the stare is not about seeing, but about listening. Take a moment and listen. What do you hear? Maybe the faint hum of your refrigerator, the distant sound of traffic, the ticking of a clock. To us, this is the sound of quiet. To a cat, this quiet is a roaring symphony of information. A cat's sense of hearing is breathtakingly acute. Their large, cup-shaped ears, or pinnae, can rotate a full 180 degrees, independently of each other. They act like sophisticated radar dishes, pinpointing the exact location of a sound with incredible accuracy. More importantly, they can hear in a vastly wider range of frequencies than we can. Humans can typically hear up to about 20,000 hertz. A cat can hear up to 65,000 hertz, and some studies suggest even higher. This is well into the ultrasonic range, the domain of rodents and insects. So when your cat is staring intently at the space between the floorboards or at the ceiling, they aren't having an existential crisis. They are likely listening to a private concert. They might hear the high-frequency squeak of a mouse nesting in the walls. They could be tracking the faint, frantic scratching of a beetle crawling inside the ceiling fixture. They can even hear the subtle electronic hum and high-pitched frequencies emitted by our chargers and appliances that we have long since tuned out or were never able to hear in the first place. Their world is never truly silent. It is layered with a million tiny sounds. The stare is their way of focusing, of isolating one specific sound from the cacophony and asking a simple primal question. Is it friend, foe, or food? Tasting the air. Now we venture into a sense that is almost alien to us. We think of smell as something we do with our noses. Cats do too, of course, and their sense of smell is already about 14 times more sensitive than ours. They can tell if another cat has been in the room hours ago, just from the lingering scent particles on the carpet. But they have a secret weapon, a sort of second nose that allows them to do something that sounds like science fiction. They can taste the air. Have you ever seen your cat stare at something, then open its mouth slightly, curling back its lips in a strange grimace? This is called the feline response. When they do this, they are drawing air across the vomeronasal organ, or Jacobson's organ, located in the roof of their mouth. This special organ isn't for smelling in the traditional sense. It's for analyzing specific chemical cues, particularly pheromones. These are the chemical messengers left behind by other animals. So that spot on the rug your cat is staring at, a neighborhood cat may have brushed against the outside of your door hours ago, leaving behind a scent message that you walked in on your shoes. Your cat isn't just smelling it, they are deeply analyzing it, gathering information about the other cat's gender, status, and mood. It's like reading an invisible newspaper, and it requires immense concentration. That stare is the look of a creature deep in thought, decoding messages from a silent, scented world. Vibrations and whispers on the wind. What we often call a cat's sixth sense is really a profound sensitivity to their physical environment. Their whiskers are not just cute facial hair. They are intricate tactile sensors. They are so sensitive that they can detect the slightest change in air currents. When someone walks into a room, they disturb the air. A cat can feel this shift long before they see or hear the person, causing them to stare at the doorway in anticipation. A tiny draft from a poorly sealed window, carrying a new scent or a slight chill, is enough to capture their full attention. This sensitivity extends to their paws. The pads on their feet are incredible at detecting vibrations through the floor. They can feel the rumble of a delivery truck approaching the house long before we can hear it. They can feel the subtle vibrations of footsteps on the floor above. This entire sensory network creates a detailed, three-dimensional map of their environment in real time.
When they stare, they are often cross-referencing information from all their senses. They hear a faint scratching, feel a slight vibration, and detect a change in the air current, all coming from the same spot. To us, it's an empty corner. To them, it's a hot spot of activity, a point of intense interest that must be monitored.
The hunter within. And this brings us to the most primal reason of all. Behind the senses, behind the analysis, lives the silent, patient hunter that resides in every house cat. Our well-fed, pampered companions are still wired with the instincts of their wild ancestors who had to wait, watch, and listen for hours for a single opportunity to catch a meal. That stare is the physical manifestation of that instinct. It is a state of hyperfocus, a hunting trance. They may have heard a mouse in that wall a week ago, and now every day they will spend a few minutes staring at that spot, waiting, listening, and hoping for that sound to return. It is an act of incredible patience and optimism. They are not staring at nothing. They are staring at the possibility of something. They are running threat assessments and hunting simulations in their brilliant little minds. So, are they seeing ghosts? Let's return to our original question. That question that sends a little shiver down our spine in the dead of night. Is your cat seeing ghosts? In a literal paranormal sense, it's highly unlikely. There is a perfect, logical, and scientific explanation for every one of these behaviors. But in a more poetic, more profound sense, maybe they are. They are seeing the ghosts of stimuli, the scent of an animal that is long gone, the ultraviolet patterns we can't see, the echoes of sounds we can't hear. They are perceiving a version of reality that is layered with so much more information than our own. A world of invisible light, silent sounds, and lingering memories carried on the air. When your cat stares into the void, they are offering you a glimpse into this richer, deeper world. They're reminding us that what we perceive as reality is just one limited slice of the whole. The next time you see your cat locked in that intense, unblinking stare at nothing, don't feel unnerved. Feel privileged. You are witnessing a master of perception at work. Don't dismiss it. Watch with them. Try to imagine what they might be sensing. It's in these quiet, shared moments of mystery that the bond between our species deepens. It's a silent acknowledgement that their world is infinitely more complex than we can ever truly know, and that we are lucky enough to share a small piece of it.